What if our relentless pursuit of goals blinds us to the wisdom of patience? Saadi, the wise sage, once told a tale from his youth that illuminates this very question. In his younger days, Saadi was consumed by an insatiable desire to achieve his ambitions as swiftly as possible. The road ahead was long, but he was determined to conquer it in short time. The morning air was crisp, and the sun had just begun its ascent when he set out on his journey. His steps were swift, his spirit buoyant with the fervor that only youth knows. Fields and villages blurred past as he pressed on, heedless of the passing hours. By midday, fatigue began to whisper in his limbs, but he ignored it, pushing himself harder. The thought of covering 2 days' distance in one filled him with pride. As the sun dipped toward the horizon, exhaustion finally overtook him. His legs felt like lead, and every breath was a labor. Spotting the inviting shade of a mountain, he surrendered to weariness and lay down to rest. Sleep enveloped him instantly, deep and dreamless. Unbeknownst to Saadi, an elderly traveler was making his way along the same path. The old man moved with a measured pace, his step steady and unhurried. When he found the young man asleep in such a desolate place, concern creased his brow. He approached cautiously, understanding the dangers that solitude and vulnerability could bring. Gently, he roused Saadi from his slumber. Disoriented, Saadi blinked up at him. The old man expressed his worry, suggesting that it was unwise to sleep so carelessly in a place fraught with potential peril. Saadi confessed that exhaustion had compelled him to stop. He explained his ambitious march, how he had pushed himself to cover more ground than was sensible. The old man listened thoughtfully, his eyes reflecting a depth of experience. He then shared a perspective that was foreign to Saadi's restless spirit. He mused that perhaps a steady, moderate pace was more beneficial than a frantic rush that led to such exhaustion. He pointed out that while a swift horse gallops with great speed, it tires quickly, whereas a camel, with its deliberate stride, travels vast distances without faltering. He reflected on how youth often mistakes speed for progress, neglecting the importance of endurance. His words settled over Saadi like a gentle mist, prompting reflection. He realized that in his haste, he had overlooked the essence of the journey. He had been so fixated on the destination that he neglected the path itself. By pushing himself beyond reasonable limits, he had not only endangered himself, but also missed the subtle beauties along the way. The old man suggested that they continue the journey together at a more reasonable pace. He believed that companionship and shared experience enriched the path. Saadi agreed, feeling a newfound respect for his insight. As they walked, the old man shared stories of his travels, of people he had met and lessons he had learned. For the first time, Saadi understood that the journey was not just about the destination, but about growth, understanding, and connection. The landscape around them transformed from a mere backdrop into a living tapestry. He noticed the subtle hues of the sky, the intricate patterns of the flora, and the harmonious sounds of nature. Each step became an opportunity to learn and to appreciate the world in a way he had never considered. As they progressed, Saadi began to see that his haste was not a strength, but a hindrance. The wisdom of the old man stirred something within him. He saw the folly of his impatience and the value of balance. From that day forward, he chose to embrace a more measured approach. He began to appreciate the journey, taking time to observe, to learn, and to grow with each step. In time, they reached their destination, but the arrival was no longer the singular focus of Saadi's endeavor. The journey itself had become the most valuable part of the experience. He thanked the old man for his guidance, acknowledging that his wisdom had opened his eyes to a new way of being. From that moment on, Saadi carried these lessons with him. He approached life with a balanced stride, embracing patience and mindfulness. He found that he achieved more, not by rushing, but by engaging fully with each moment. The lessons learned and the experiences gathered enriched his life far beyond the mere achievement of goals. The road became not just a means to an end, but an integral part of his existence. And so, the question remains, what if our relentless pursuit of goals blinds us to the wisdom of patience? Perhaps it is in the harmonious balance between ambition and moderation that true progress is found. In embracing the journey, we may discover that sometimes slowing down is the fastest way to reach where we are meant to be.